What's up, guys? Today I'm talking about why relationships are so freaking hard during recovery and what happens in a relationship in the early stages of the recovery process. Relationships can be beneficial for recovery, they can be detrimental to recovery. So the early parts of treatment, oftentimes a couple will come in together and say, hey, we got this problem, let's fix this. Sometimes it's better to separate out individuals, have them work on their own individual recovery, and then come back together and work on the relationship. But I want to just talk you through what happens in a relationship and why it's so difficult, and why the relationship can actually trigger, it hits on some of the roots of the problem over and over again. Research has been done that has said that a sex addict, at least most sex addicts, believe that they're bad and unworthy of love. They're just bad. And so they have a difficult time being vulnerable, being intimate, being empathetic and connected, because they don't want to get too close to somebody, because deep down they feel like they're bad. They've been doing a lot of bad things, they've been internalizing that, feeding their shame, and they feel bad. And so they disconnect in all kinds of ways. They can be mean, they can be isolated, they can be overly compliant and nice. But what they really struggle being is vulnerable and holding space and empathetic. And so when an addict believes I'm bad and unworthy, and a wife is feeling like I'm not enough, she throws attempts out for connection. It might be her emotions get a little bit crazy and she tries to get connection that way. Or maybe she's just trying to be intimate and be kind or whatever. When he can't connect to that because he feels bad and unworthy, it drives home that feeling of I'm not enough. She feels rejected. So when he can't hold space, she feels unloved and rejected. When she feels unloved and rejected, chances are she could double down, try to get more connection. He'll feel even more inadequate, not be able to hold that space, and the cycle goes on, and this disconnection, this frustration between the couple starts to happen. He gets defensive, she feels blamed. You know, if he starts saying, well, why are you acting this way, and how come you can't just love me as I am? And then she's feeling blamed when she's just feeling frustrated because she's not feeling connected to, because he's not holding space, because he's feeling bad and unworthy of love. Right? Do you see how this is working? And the relationship is actually feeding these beliefs, which are not true. He isolates, she feels hopeless, and she feels unloved. He isolates because he can't get vulnerable. She feels hopeless and unloved because she can't connect to him. So there's ways out of these cycles. It's possible to break free of this. But you have to approach it differently than what you think. And a natural reaction is for a couple to come in and just try to get their question answered from each other. Tell me that I am loved. Tell me that I am enough. But the problem is they don't know how to answer that question for each other. And they can start to create love and safety in the relationship, but they don't know how. And so as they attempt to do it the old way, as they attempt to do it with the shame present and with the addiction present, it just causes more and more frustration, more and more shame. So I'm not much of a self-promoter, but I'm developing 2 courses, both for him and for her, about the specific things that you can do to start to change this dynamic in a relationship, where the relationship is not a liability to recovery, it becomes an asset, both for her and both for him, so that she's not feeding this belief for him and he's not feeding that belief for her. It's possible to break free from that. So if you find yourself stuck in these cycles, comment below, ask questions to people, reach out, but get educated. And there are answers and there's things that you can do differently. So have a good day. See you guys.